Hey guys, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to get shadows like these to add sort of a depth and sense of multiple levels of height to your maps. You can clearly see that you have a ground sort of level, then the first level is above ground is these walls, and the third level that stand out are the top of the towers. So I'm gonna hide this and we are going to go through it from the start. I just stitched together the walls and added 3 towers so you can see the height. So first of all, when you stitch together the tiles, you want to add the cranial shadows. Those are also tiles in the pack. And as you can see, I have these 3 here. You sort of want to go through and find the shadows corresponding to each tile that you placed. So you want to start with the towers if you have any. So obviously these shadows have to go above the towers, and so this one goes here, and you have to kind of line it up as all tiles. Clip Studio doesn't have a line to grid, unfortunately, but Photoshop does, so that should be a little bit quicker. But it's not too bad. If you zoom in really quickly, you can do it pretty easily. And you can also use arrow keys to kind of fine-tune it by 1 pixel if you need to. Okay, so we can do that with the towers pretty quick. Great. And again, you want to do this for every tile that you have. The assumption is that the sun is sort of shining through from the top left corner. So the sun rays would sort of go this way through the whole map. With that in mind, we continue to add the cranial shadows to the bottom. Again, you find the right piece. If you want, you can hide the towers to make this easier. But for the actual walls, you want to do the cranial shadows under the towers so they don't interfere. As you can see, it's below it. So you can hide the towers for now if you want, and just continue with all the cranial shadows for your walls. Again, find the right pieces, assuming the light is coming from top left corner. So you can just go again one piece by piece. I pre-did this again to kind of save time on this video, so I have this completed. Let me just hide this one piece here. Okay, so my cranials are done. Now I can show the towers again. Great. So first thing I did was create a new group and put all the cranial shadows into it. Wall cranials and tower cranial shadows. Again, just select all of them with Shift or Control and create a folder and insert layer. Again, we can call this, let's say, level 2 because it's like 2 levels above ground. Cranial shadows. So we know what it is. We can also make a new folder for the towers. That would be our level 2 itself. Close this. And again, we want to group all the walls together. So again, select all, right click, create folder, and this is going to be our level 1. So again, we have level 1. Those are our walls. We have level 1 cranial shadows that we did. Then we have level 2, level 2 cranial shadows, and that's it. Don't worry about the stats for now. But this is what you can get just with the tiles. So what you want to do is duplicate level 1. Duplicate layer. As you can see, it's level 1, 2. We are going to rename it level 1 shadows and move it under level 1. Okay. And there are 2 ways you could do this, but in Clip Studio the easiest way is layer properties and this last thing. This essentially recolors your layer. So I'm just going to quickly hide level 1 so you can see what it's doing. And I'm going to hide the towers as well for now. Okay, and cranials. Don't need it. So this is our level 1 shadows. As you can see, it recolors to the blue. We want this to be black. Whoops, sorry. So select black color. We want this to be black and the subcolor as well black. As you can see, this turns the whole thing black, pitch black. Now I'm going to turn the level 1 back on and select level 1 shadow, move tool, and while holding shift I'm going to drag, click and drag diagonally to the bottom right corner, but just a little bit. Let's say you want to do something like maybe 1 square. Okay, now we got that. Let me pop the level 2 back on and cranials as well. So as you can see, this already looks better, but you can drop the opacity of these shadows to between 60 and 40 usually. That's sort of a good point for shadows. I usually do 40 unless I have like a really dark background and it doesn't show very well. So I'm going to go 40 here as well. Now you can add your stairs and stair shadow as well, like so, and you can add the shadow stairs to your level 1 and your shadow stairs to the cranial shadow. Oops, move. Great. You can see this sort of creates effect like they are going out. So now we want to create the exact same thing for the towers, but with exception that towers are higher up on the level 2. So instead of moving the shadow 1 square, you can move it like 1.5 or 2, depends what you like more. So again, level 2, I'm going to duplicate it, rename it level 2 shadows. Again, same thing, I'm going to go to layer color and just pitch black. And let's focus here so I can, again, holding shift and move it diagonally, so that would be like 1 square and 2 squares roughly. Right? Now you want to move this under level 2, obviously, under towers, so they don't interfere. Nice. And as you can see, this obviously is missing some pieces here, right? So what you want to do is open this group and create a new layer. Very easily go to marquee tool, polyline, and you just really want to fix these diagonals. So I'm going to zoom in here, click on this corner here. Holding shift is going to give you diagonal line, as you can see. And I'm just going to connect these pieces and sort of do a shape like this and paint it black. Same thing here. Again, just click on this corner, diagonal line with shift, do some sort of shape to finish it off, and bucket. Same thing here, you find the point and sort of connect it. And as you can see, this already looks like it's casting the shadow. Again, corner to corner, finish selection. Oops. Doesn't have to be like extremely precise. You want to duplicate this, these shadows. So again, level 2 shadows, duplicate layer. Now we have 2 of them. The reason for this is that we need one of those to go into level 1 shadows So I'll just move this group into this group. And if I hide the original one, what this does, as you can see, this sort of like blends into our ground shadows. But we are still missing the shadows that are casted on the walls themselves. That sort of separates and elevates the towers. So that's where this comes in. You just want to drag this duplicate into level 1 cranial shadows. And this creates the shadows on the walls, as you can see. And to get rid of like this weird effect that like double shadows for towers, or the deeper shadows for towers, you just clip this level 1 cranial shadows to the level 1. So just have this selected and click on clip add layer below. And that's essentially it. Only thing left is sort of fix the ground level shadows, or level 1 shadows. So again, you can just go into this folder, level 1 shadows, again make a new layer, and same thing we did with the towers. So again, like this corner would cast shadow right here, so just make a selection and fill it and fill it. Again, this corner would probably cast shadow right here, so just make that fill. And I think that's it for this, except these stairs. You want to sort of go from this corner to like roughly here, or where the stairs begin. Depends what you like best, really. Sort of like this, and fill it in. Just drop opacity on this layer, or this group of cranials, to 40. And yeah, that's it. You can utilize this not just with castle walls, but it also works great for any sort of elevation you want. So this would work great for our wooden falls as well, for example, or if you have any sort of cliff or anything like that. If you are using Photoshop, you can double click on a group and it opens this window. And as you can see, you can do color overlay right here. Everything else should be exactly the same. If you have any questions or problems, just leave a comment below and I'll get to you as soon as possible. Now we are going to move into Dungeon Painter Studio. As you can see, I've pre-made exactly the same layout. And as you can see, this is all pieced together, tile by tile. And again, we have our grass, that's our ground, and these are all our tiles. And they start here with these stairs right here. So I'm going to hide stairs for now. Group every wall tile, so just select these with shift. Group. This is going to create our group that's going to be level 1. These are our cranials shadows. Again, this is our towers, so this is our cranial shadows. So I'm going to group all of these. Oops, sorry. With shift again, group level 1 cranial shadows. Great. I'm going to group the towers level 2 and level 2 cranial shadows. Group again level 2 cranial shadows. You just want to drop the opacity to like 40 or 50, whatever you prefer. So this is for our tower cranials, and this is going to be for our wall cranials. Same process as we did last time. So again, I'm going to duplicate the level 1. How you duplicate in Dungeon Painter is simply go to select your group, click copy and paste. Rename the bottom one to level 1 shadows. And this is where it sort of differs from the Clip Studio / Photoshop version. So what you want to do is have this selected, level 1 shadows. I'm going to hide level 1 so you can see how it looks like. level 1 shadows selected, go to effects, go into one of edit, and you want to apply a tint. So you can drop, if you don't have it already here, you want to apply a tint that's black, pure black, and at 100 intensity. And as you can see, this creates essentially what our layer color did in Clip Studio. So now you have that, go back to layer, and same thing, just go to move tool, make sure your indicator is light up. That means that you can grab it and move it. So let me zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna grab this and move it like 1 square. There we go. Now we want to do the same thing with level 2. Copy, paste. Again, same thing. I'm going to hide the top towers, rename this to level 2 shadows. There we go. Go to effects and apply tint. I can rename this to shadow tint. Zoom in a little bit, and again, indigo 1 and 2. I think that's 2. Hopefully. Show level 2. Right. This looks right. And now where the difference comes in. You want to grab this level 2 shadows and put it under level 1, as you can see. And now you want to group these two together. So this would be level 1 and 2 shadows. And I can drop the opacity of the whole thing, the whole group, to 40. Now we want to go into this group, into, and obviously you can't make a new layer here, but what you can do is simply pick pure black texture, essentially. We have one in FA Caves, and go to polygon right here. Make sure you are in the level 1+2 shadows group, unstick the grid, and again, what we did in the Clip Studio, just make a polygon and fix those diagonals, essentially. So again, you want to connect this. This is fine. Okay, now we have those fixed. 2 more here. Oops. Like so. And I know the stairs are going to be somewhere around here, so I can fix this as well. We can add the stairs now if you want. So just open level 1. Go back to castles, objects, thin. We have stairs somewhere here. Yep. And them like so. Stick the grid, allow half, so we have better placement. And of course, you want to add shadow to the stairs as well. So level 1 cranial shadows, go into it, find stair shadow. So we need to flip it, not vertically but horizontally, and that's it. You want to go to level 1 cranial shadows, into, and same thing as we fixed these corners, just want to go to the polygon again, and with the pitch black texture, kind of have to follow the walls here, so you kind of want to do something like this. And stuff like this. Okay, enter, and as you can see, this casts shadows over the wall. So again, from this, sort of line up with this one and go, I would say, something like this. And you want to sort of follow the wall here. Okay, and one last one here, so this would go from here to here. Like so. And even if you don't follow these cranials here, it's not a big deal. You can just like do a straight line there, and it's not horrible. Straight line a little bit more like this. It only creates a little bit of thing there. That's just up to you if you want to play with it or not. So again, line up here. And enter. Okay, that's essentially it. I hope you can follow what I did. I tried to explain everything as best as I could. Or if you have some questions or you can get something to work, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get you as soon as possible. See ya next time.